Hello. Hello. You awake under protest. My mind breaks under scrutiny of 2 seconds. Oh, Jesus, that board. It's normal. Normal board, normal week, you know. We've learned that... We've learned how time affects reality again, and it's slightly different than usual. Apparently, it's not... We weren't just looking into a possible future or a bad ending that's separate from reality and didn't actually happen. We were looking at the actual ending to a game. Which is like, okay, fine enough. Also, Grimwood, the model of a fucking moral person, apparently. That is the reason for why Lapis is who she is. Not gonna forgive that. That's fucking... That's a ridiculous thing to say still. Hi, everyone. Hi. So much to fix up. Oh god, there's so much to click. I clicked on something that isn't. God dang it. Is that all of them? Yes? Yes. Okay. Now, let me start off by saying... Oh, not deleting everything I won't care about. Let me start off by saying, I am almost 100% certain about something. We haven't met the person who's actually responsible for literally all of our problems. Because what we actually got going on... Okay, let me get those portraits out. Because this motherfucker is... This is Ishmelga Reen. Okay, Ishmelga Reen. From Bad Ending, because Reen is stupid. Who is giving his curse power to Ilya to spread the curse, even though it should be gone. And Robot Jesus, the crypto mining business that is Lapis's original, is being used by a person, and the robots are being made by someone else. And I don't imagine for a second that I don't think Ishmelga Reen actually. I don't think Ishmelga Reen actually like how he says. I don't think they're actually like fucking responsible for everything. They're a key part of the enemy's plan, but they're not the one who actually did this shit. You mean Ishmelga's merged with Reen, saying that Ishmelga Reen could spread the curse again? Oh, I'm not questioning that. No, yeah, I'm just going. I don't think Ishmelga Reen is the fucking actual like big bad guy. Like, no. Someone else is fucking around here. I don't think Lapis's thing is either. Like, no, I don't believe it for a fucking second. The way the story's been written so far, I think that there's something else going on. Someone else fucking about. Now, who the fuck that is a very good question, though, because I don't know. It could be fucking... Could be her for all I know. But yeah, it is making this very annoying in a way, because like, okay. Well, Ishmael Green would have had to come from somewhere since he doesn't exist in the universe. I guess he could have come from another universe on his own. The thing is, the biggest reason I don't believe that Ishmael Green came to this universe on his own is because, well, it's Ishmael Green. Half of this is fucking Ishmaelga, and obviously Ishmaelga is at least mostly in charge right now, because otherwise Reen would be having. If the Reen and Ishmaelga halves were like even in power, I'm quite sure that he would just be stuck in place doing nothing for the rest of his existence. But Ishmaelga has enough power to at least fucking do fight them and possibly kill them, you know? So I suspect that Ishmaelga Reen didn't come to this universe on their own will. And I also think that Ishmaelga never really showed the ability to leave their universe willingly. Like, if Ishmaelga could spread out to every other universe, he fucking would've. Like, come on. You think, like, that's totally what Ishmaelga would've wanted to do, but Ishmaelga was content just ruining one universe. If Ishmaelga could have gone from, like, in Code Steel, if Ishmaelga had the ability when he had all the Divine Knights to, like, leave the realm and spread chaos everywhere, like, I think he would have. But there's really no sign that he was going to do something like that. It sounded like he was just going to ruin one world. Am I fair to the game? Ishmael goes at full power at the point after destruction of the original Testarossa. It wasn't at... Yeah, no, I understand that. Like, sure, he wasn't at full power, but there's nothing that really implied in the Code Steel games that, like, Ishmaelga could leave the world. Like, sure, at full power, he would have been an unstoppable force, but, like, there's really nothing saying that that unstoppable force that he would become would go to another universe, you know? So that's why I kind of doubt that he's actually the true big bad. You're not trying to argue that much as you think, oh no, I understand. It's like, I guess right now I'm a little bit miffed because I'm like, I feel like I can't reasonably try to predict right now who the fuck is actually behind this. Because, like, it's not Ouroboros. The game has done that. Okay. I'm gonna go into a small rant quickly about this because I hate this part. Fuck you, game. It's the only reason the game is like, oh wow, no, it's totally impossible. This isn't the work of Ouroboros. Is like, no, it totally could be. It really could be the work of Ouroboros. Like, it abso-fucking-lutely could be. But the game is very keen on saying it isn't, and reading the storytelling for this game, it's like, it's totally, I'm totally meant to just agree and be like, yeah, no, this isn't the work of Ouroboros. They couldn't do all this, and I'm just sitting here being like, Ouroboros has fucking done a lot of things, guys. Nothing you've said makes me think that they wouldn't be capable of doing this. Why would Ouroboros bring back a Septarion though? Because they want to collect them all, like Pokemon. But it's more so I'm talking about the robot stuff. It's like, no way! There's no way that they could create living robot stuff! Oh no! Oh, there's no way they could make new artifacts! No! I'm just sitting here like, bitch, I fucking can believe it. They have the Oreo. They have fucking so much resources. Like, what do you mean that shit's impossible for them? I'd be like, god damn, that's insane, but I wouldn't be like, oh no, there's no way they can do that. Like, I feel like that's such an arbitrary level of like, oh no, that's impossible for them. I'm sitting here being like, they made the Aeons and helped make, like, what the fuck? There are any other Rosenberg dolls like Lapis? Not Rosenberg specifically, but there were the mom and pa that Ren had in second chapter, which was mentioned. Like, I just feel like it's such an arbitrary thing for the characters to be like, that's impossible for Ouroboros, when we've seen Ouroboros do some fucking crazy shit. So I'm just sitting here going like, I can believe it. Like, Ouroboros is such a powerful organization that telling me something of like, no, they can't do that by the characters is just me going, guys, you seen them do, like, really? I don't believe that, but I know the characters are, I'm meant to believe them here, so I'll work with it. The Orpheus' final plan is to replace everyone with robots. I don't want to go robots all the way down, though. Please, save me. We don't need Cyberpunk completely. Wait, it's... Oh, fine. Have we seen a printing press? No, sorry, I just realized. Have we seen a printer or a printing press? I know that's a weird thing to ask, but it just kind of hit me. They have newspapers. They have mass-produced newspapers. And it's like, okay, I guess they use maybe a printing press? Wait, no, hold on. They have advanced technology. I guess they might use a printer. Next thought. I've never fucking seen a printer. Do they even exist? Are they on the level of printing press for their books, or do they have printing presses or fucking printers? Do you think it's most likely they have printers? Yeah, that does seem like the most likely thing. It's just weird to my mind because I just realized, like, I don't think I've seen a printer in the setting, which is very... which is very funny. It's that kind of thing where it's like, it's not necessarily important to show, but it does have the same kind of feeling in my mind as, wow, I see no toilets. Where do people shit? Yeah, it's a kind of thing where it's like, it doesn't really matter. Logically, you know there must be toilets in the world, but it's just very funny to think about. There might have been one in the computer room indoors. There might have been. Hold on, time to start writing a 5-hour-long thesis statement. Or a theory. And shit again. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, it's, the story is interesting, and I said this during the last stream, though. I am getting the increasingly bad feeling that I'm going to... This might be my favorite not Code Steel game, and this is Code Steel, as people have said, but, like... I'm getting the increasing feeling that I am going to dislike the overall story for the game, like the entire, like what the overarching plot is, while liking a lot of the small character moments, and also disliking most of the pacing of stuff and some of the plot lines in general. Like, right now I feel the saddest for the Picnic group. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry to say this. This has not been written... They have not been given enough time for me to believe that Rufus cares that much about Lapis. They had 2 good scenes, and even then, the second scene felt completely out of place to happen when it did. Like, oh, they needed more. They needed a lot more time. Like, take out fucking, I don't know, take out Lloyd's route and give more time into the other two routes, please. That would have been a better choice in my mind, somewhat. And just because it's a debate in my mind right now between who's more wasted. Is Reen's route the more wasted potential one so far, or is the more wasted potential one Lloyd's route? Because Lloyd's route does have Ilya, who is perhaps the biggest point of wasted potential I have seen in the game so far. Sorry for being rude, but with how you reacted last stream with Reen's and Lloyd's route, do you think the finale can be salvaged, in my opinion? You're not being rude, Flan. You're asking my opinion. Be glad, BB. Originally, Rufus was gonna be Robot Lloyd. I'd fucking die. I suspect right now that the finale can probably not be salvaged. Like, okay, so the problem is, right now, the main issues with the routes, I don't think are going to be addressed. Issue one with one of the routes is Lloyd's route is disingenuous, I guess I would say. Whereas a case of one of the main enemies is not a fucking character because they're mind controlled. The point about them needing to not be the heroes of everyone is battered and bruised by the fact that everything else in the story has shown that they are indeed the main heroes for everything. Again, beginning of this game, they literally were responsible for getting rid of the last bits of the fucking EDF, or not EDF, the fucking Imperial Army, that remnants, you know. Hi, A. Reen's route is... God, what's up? Discussing story stuff. God, I really hope Reen's... Like, I think Zach was the one who said let them cook, but I'll keep to this until my dying days right now. Reen's had 4 goddamn games. And it's been brought up, and it's not like the games are unaware that his goddamn self-sacrificial nature isn't problematic, but this is the 5th game with him in it, and I'm just like, can we please fucking fix this? Move on, have him learn a lesson, stop giving him rewards for ignoring it. Like, oh, pain. And then Rufus's route is just fucking way too, Rufus's route has been really, really rushed. Yeah, Glady corrected and said they forgot to turn the stove on. Yep. Like, if they fix it this game, good that they fixed it, but I feel like they've just, like, it makes me sad because, like, god damn it, why the fuck did it take so long? Yeah, Rufus's route's problem is that they're just way too fucking fast. Like, the biggest suffering is Lapis and Rufus's relationship. Like, I buy that Nadia and Lapis have more of a relationship than Rufus and Lapis right now, which I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to think, like, the one with the deepest connection to Lapis right now is Rufus. But we haven't got enough time. They got 2 scenes together. And that's it. It's like, goddamn. This isn't enough. I'm sorry. The game takes place over 3 to 4 days, too? Yeah, that just makes it even harder to believe. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this shit. I think instead of Grimwood, you know what I think would have been better and made their relationship more believable? Instead of Grimwood being the one who had the conversation, it was Rufus. Rufus was the one who conversed with Elysium. Except Rufus, and then when we go to Rufus, he's like, I don't know what the fuck that person was exactly. I know they're a rope. I need to figure that out. And then we go to the Rosenberg place, and they figure it out, and he's like, and then because he's a smart guy, he connects all the pieces together and realizes who he was talking to wasn't a human and shit, like, you know? And exactly their relationship with Lapis, you know? Like something like that would have been better in my mind. Or at least starting to be better, because then I'd be like, oh, they have a long starting relationship. Okay, good. Instead, right now, it's Grimwood. The pillar of morality, as we now know. Right, theory time. So timelines. Question is if bad and timeline is with it. Oh shit, don't even update it. Welcome to my fanfiction writing. It is time to fanfiction hard. Yeah, this story is way too short time span. Oh my god, we're in the issues again. This isn't fanfiction, this is faux fiction. You hate Ian. I hate Ian because they've really done nothing. Like, God. I can't believe they've actually tried to say he's the moral pillar for Lapis. That's hilarious. Man who can't commit to his decisions is the moral pillar. Of course, got it. Very funny. For fuck's sake, YouTube said if Rufus had contacted Elysium, the EDF would have rushed to off Rufus. Yeah. Oh, right, I should there's a lot to add. Let's see. Oh shit, that's too big. You can't have had to do something with Ian, otherwise saving him in Azure would have been pointless. It was, in fact, pointless. Yes. I never, by the way, that rant I had last stream about Reen, I did not expect to come out of me. I don't even care that much for Reen, all things considered, but so I did not expect me to have, like, that much hatred for what they were doing there. I wasn't expecting it to be so full of, like, God, I hate what they've done. Like, I didn't expect that. I apparently care about the story for him still quite a bit. Yeah, too low, too late. Like, everything I see about this right now really just makes me go, I want to fucking go back in time and be better. Like, I just want to go back in time and rewrite the entirety of Code Steel. Like, there's a lot of good points in Code Steel I could, like, take and use and not ruin, and it's just like it's crazy to me how much Code Steel is like. It's the potential of the games, I would say. It's the one with enough missteps and enough good ideas that I naturally want to fix it, as it were. I want to be like, fucking it can. Let me just fucking rearrange your ideas and change a few things up. It can work. It can. You just need to do differently. Like, that's in my mind at all times. All right. I spelled descended wrong. I know I have. Heck, you go to one attack and still get something great out of it. Maybe make guys only guest carrier rather than class 7. I mean, not wrong. Code Steel 1 is probably the... That music was too quiet, I guess. Whoops. I mean, like, Code Steel 1, I would say, is still, like, one of the... Is it the best one? It might be straight up the best one in my eyes of the Code Steel series. Because, like, it's the one where things aren't so complex yet and so many things aren't brought in that it still works fine as is. It's the least worst, is what A and Flan are saying. Okay. I mean, the best out of the Code Steel games is the least damaging of the Code Steel games, so, like, I get what you mean. Like, it just... Nah. Oh, right. Wow. Sven. Nadia. I feel sad as shit for you two. That moment against the corrupted Emperor was supposed to be like a big thing. It really doesn't feel like it. To be more frank, I read your book. I didn't need this. Like, it's just the same fucking thing from their book. They just fucking went over their goddamn book again, except not as good. And I'm kind of left here just going, what the fuck? Why? Why bother? Like, it's just the book again. It's just 3 and 9 again. It's so odd. Okay, understandable there, Flan. Understandable, except they included the fucking book as an thing you can read at the title screen. So everyone can read it now. It's so strange. All right, we still got to make Babylon Tower, right? What? Right, that's another theory I forgot about for a second. Not everyone read 3 and 9, but everyone could. My point is more so, Rax, that everyone could read 3 and 9. They literally made it possible. They made it possible at the start of this game, which is why it makes me a bit baffled. Code Steel 3 is liked because the cast is more rounded than the original Class 7, but yeah, you hate the fact that Tokyo Xanadu did a better job of characterization than Code Steel 1 that you did with the other thing. No, actually, so let me just... I haven't gotten to the point that I can sum Coach Steel in a nutshell. That would be next week if you know, you know. Coach Steel in a nutshell. God damn it. Arabonia. What the fuck? As next thing you can show your Gronus movement I had at the beginning of the game. That'll be fun. Also, I like... So here's my biggest issue with the theory right now. Is the Mastermind just the fucking Grandmaster? Or a version of the Grandmaster, or a different, like that's the best thing. Like, I'm actually gonna put that down. Mastermind is a different version of the Grandmaster. Because, like, look, I bought the game. I'm sorry, but the fucking because the Grandmaster on the cover of the game, yes. Like, I'm sorry. It's been it's been in my face since the fucking time I bought the game. I just kind of, I'm looking at that, I'm just going, okay, so it's not the Grandmaster, but what if it's just the fucking Grandmaster, but separate from this world? It's like, yeah, that could be it. Because it's just, you got rant coming? Okay. But it's like, that's my thought right now, because it's just, what else the fuck, like, why the fuck would you have that be the box art cover otherwise? Like, oh, it's the Grandmaster, never shows up, doesn't talk, doesn't do anything, and be like, what the fuck was the point of this box art then? Let's see, what else do I got to say about people? Right, also tries to redeem himself, a man did the irredeemable. Yeah. Like, I don't... Maybe it's for myself, but... like, sorry, I do admit I feel a bit mean saying this, because I do like redemption stories, but... Man... I can't really say that Rufus or Ian deserve redemption. Like, I like seeing his guilt and stuff, but... He just, like... One of them was participant in, like, what was it, a 6 or 10 year long plan to overthrow the government, cause mass chaos, get revenge for what happened to your wife, which led to the deaths of many people in a terrorist attack on your own city. A false flag operation in your own city to hurt people and get people on your side. And ready to start World War 12 and help start World War 12. And, like, it's... Like, I'm sorry, but, like, if the guy who shot the guy who shot that one guy that started World War One lived perfectly fine for the rest of his life and was like, man, I really regret my actions. Maybe I wasn't such a good guy after all. I'd find it maybe I was a bad guy. I'd be on the sidelines going like, yeah, you were partially you're pretty much the reason World War One started. What else can I say? Then it's kind of hard to forgive you, even you're trying to be better, because you ate the biggest thing. You think Guy would completely forgive Ian for being shot? You know, if that was dressed in Azure. I don't think he said it if Guy said he forgave him or something. He basically just said, don't fucking stay in the past, dumbass. You'll go back to Super Robot Wars. Remember Sanger with a samurai horse mecha? Yeah. He was a World War III general, and his redemption was that he was irredeemable, and all he could do was trying to fix the damage. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's fine. Like, making it... Like, if you cause enough problems, you can't be redeemed, per se. You can just try to fix what you fucked up. And even then, you can't expect anyone to ever forgive you, because you did something horrible. It's just kind of how it is. Actions have consequences and all that, you know? Georg was going to be given, even for not killing Angie. When he put... I still find it hilarious when he just pulled out a gun and was about to shoot himself, because it's just like, it's such a goodbye, everyone. Oh, God. Yeah. Huh, that was correct. Wow, everything I put about him was actually correct. Stay on the side justice, would never do anything to actually hurt Crossbow. We secretly having SSS at points because he can't choose his favorite flavor of justice. Wow, that was absolutely fucking correct. Okay. And Randy is Randy's wife. Yep. He's the OG Justice Man. If there's one character who's always consistent no matter what, it's goddamn Groyce. Or Dieter. He knows what he wants and he doesn't let anything get in his way. Let me just put on for this too. Isn't a character. Yeah. Is there anyone else I should make mention of on here? Oh, right. Doing her mom proud. Oh, right. I'm gonna put this to, because yes. What? No, I want to write on this. Come on. Yeah, seriously, Arios, what the fuck? You trust Ian to look after your daughter after everything? Dude, what the dumbass. Stupid. Stop. Oh, right. Let's see. Who should I put it on? You? Yeah, I'll put it on you. Okay, yep. I'm happy we don't have a lot more characters to add. Ignore the graveyard. Hold on a second. Sorry, I've got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Gotta use the bathroom. Give me a little bit. Gotta use the bathroom. Okay, back. YouTube tells me no one is here, so I'm going to now give my eulogy for hope and dreams, my hatred for life, and you know, all that stuff. Yep. YouTube, why are you so inaccurate? Like, goddamn. YouTube lies? I don't know, I think it just realizes everyone in my chat isn't real or from a different dimension. And as we know, YouTube can't count the same person watching the stream from different dimensions as being different people. So alive, you think? Oh, you're alive? Damn. Sorry to all my undead viewers watching. Feel like I insulted everyone very badly, Venom. Okay, so what do I say about Ishmael Green? I actually got some theorizing stuff here. Okay. Oh, what symbol do I give Ishmael Green? What symbol do I give Ishmael Green? Huh. Good question, me. Okay. How about Transparent Ishmaelga at the end of Code Steel 4 or Elysium if that has a symbol? Does Elysium have a symbol? Because I would like to add Elysium as a character if Elysium has a symbol. Because like they're important at this point. They're their own character, but I like other than a box in general, I don't really have anything for them, you know? Like, you guys got anything for that shit? Anyone have any ideas for what I should do for Elysium? Because I have no ideas. My brain is empty like a... water bottle. Best I can do, I think, for Ishmael Green, even though it's not really appropriate. I want to give him the Edmund Defense Force symbol. Again, it's not really appropriate necessarily, but it's closest thing I can think of to fit for him right now. What do you guys think? Leave it blank? Should I leave it blank? Should I add like the Evan Defense Force or maybe Ouroboros symbol? Like what should I do for him? And for... What was I about to think about? Oh, right, Resin Phenomenon shit. I'll just use Edmund Defense Force for now. Okay. Right. Wow, this is the... I think this is the largest, I think this is the largest we've gotten the theory section to be in a while. BB, you post... I carry... you post something for Elysium. You know what? That's good. Yeah, I'll take it. If my computer doesn't crash. Okay, no, it works. Okay. You're gonna fix it slightly? Oh no, he's deleted it from the existence again. Wow, look at that. It's oh god, it's so crowded. Okay. Let's see. Where do I put... You know what? You're going in the graveyard. You're never coming up again. Fuck off. I don't care. Bearman, you're a failure. Go in the graveyard. Then add a note to Lapis instead. Okay, fix it. You remove the right tree, the top. Okay, let's download the new one. There we go. Okay. That there. We got books to read too after this. We gotta do that. I had to read all the books. Yep. I think we've only gotten one new one, or like 3, maybe 2 new ones. Been a while since we read books. What do I mark you as? Probably question marks for now. Even the ones I already read. No, that would take... You know how... Red Moon Rose took fucking forever already. No, not again. Vivi, it's content in the game. You have to experience it. I'd rather burn in Elysium. God, my neck. Ooh. I'm much more focused today than usual, huh? Normally this site takes me the full 2 hours to do. Well, we're getting somewhere quicker than usual, thankfully. That's good. I seem energized. Yeah, don't know why. It's good though. My hatred of Ian gives me power. Of course it does. Yes, that is totally what's happened here. Okay, now we gotta add these characters in. Oh god, where the fuck do I add these characters in? Sure, you can go there. Where is Arrow? I'm fucking blind. There we go. gotta go here. No. Manipulate the line ways. Oh, shit. Nope, nope, no, fuck. Let me just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, yep. Okay, now Elysium can go right over here, yep. That Reenish box looks super cool. Are you talking about everything leading to Reen? Reen being the center of the universe, or you're talking about the Mrs. hates them, wish them good luck, wants to kill him? No, the Ishmael Green one. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a cool artwork. I love it, actually. Very nice looking. The faction symbol plus a black plus his design just makes it look really cool. No, I agree. I like it. It's nice. Definitely a really nice artwork overall. If there's one thing the games have not, like, the games have definitely still done really well overall, it's like their artwork. I think the artwork, I do miss the sky stuff quite a bit, but the artwork here is still quite nice. Look upon the board and realize I have created sin. This is the meaning of sin, this fucking board. And it's still better than the Azure board. God, that one was bad. Okay. Okay, so now... okay, we have an hour left, which means we can read the books. Holy shit. Okay. Let's see, so then I just need to... want that. That. Okay. BB, the board is driving you insane. Don't worry, it's gonna only get worse from here. So you're looking at an Eldritch Horror. Yes, isn't it incredible? I've created a living abomination. Okay, now, you know, the worst thing you could do to you is Erica's voice. Nah, I can make everything worse. Now the books. Moonless Morn. This is probably, we probably finished, oh my god, there's fucking, I have so many chapters to read, Jesus Christ, okay. Chapter 9, The Appointed Hour. Over there, see, that's where the avalanche occurred. What a mess. How come they've been happening all over lately? The blizzard was over, and the morning's sun was shedding light upon the fresh powder snow of Mount White Crown. Yeah, good thing I have an hour. Observing this as they climbed through one of the mountain trails were two men wearing puzzled expressions. One tall and thin, the other short and stout. Both with the very picture of a traditional Matagi in their straw hats and coats, each wielding a spear and hunting rifle. And there was an avalanche in itself was not surprising. They happened often. Yet being so used to them was also why the locals were keenly aware that something was off about this one in particular. They could fast recognize impurities that threatened the mountain, and right now this event was quite impure. Their steps hastened as they approached the site of the avalanche. Even from a distance, seeing how natural it looked only heightened their unease. I heard Chunlan was talking to the chief yesterday. The stout Matagi piped up. Have you seen him around here since then? Oh, he hunts around here sometimes. Chunlan wasn't known for late-night hunts, but none had caught sight of him since the day before. There's another factor of the scene that unsettled them. Knowing his ways from the man trained by Kiin. I think he'll be alright, reassured the thin Matagi. Though I get why you're worried. Boyd's had a lot on his mind. If that were to ever come into play mid-hunt, he turned down the chief's offer again. I don't blame him with how things went with his father, but at the same time, our kid sure does have it rough. Though they fell for Chunlan, they also couldn't treat it as though they had nothing to do with them. Their youth were leaving the village one after another, not just that. They were struggling with the concept of what it meant to be a Matagi. Was this that had put their people in the dwindling position they were in now? Got word there's strange lightning to be seen on the mountain last night. Think Chunlan went to get revenge on Raiju? There were more questions, speculation between one another as they arrived on site, starting with the thin Matagi. This was no natural avalanche. Well, then who did it? Couldn't Raiju? I know it's just beasts of thunder, but there's gotta be more to this that we aren't seeing. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just worried about Chunlan. I had no idea what unimaginable threat from another land was awaiting beneath the snow. Chunlan, Raiju, the name of the boy who buried me and the name of my prey. Beneath snow and ice, the weakened Oni pondered inwardly the names the two Matagi were speaking of. The more he pondered, the more power inside of him ignited. He could hear the sound of thunder and the echoes of those names he had now hated and hungered more, birthing the perfect catalyst to reawaken the rage that fueled his every waking moment. Look, what's that light? Is it something underneath the snow? As these fires continued to burn brighter and brighter within the Oni, his flesh began to quiver with the need to hunt. A terrifying light once more glowed through the patterns inked across his body. Chunlan, Mouse, Raiju, Chunlan, Mouse, Raiju! The Oni awakened as his burning emotions pushed through this sensory threshold. Steam erupted from the snow like a geyser, revealing his body enveloped in mysterious light and starting to Matagi. Something's coming out of the snow. Never seen anything like it. Is it a monster? The men, despite all their experience, were struck with fear. They left them falling on their behinds and wailing before the creature that appeared from steam and ice. They only spared the two a glance as their mouths hanged agape. Chunlan, the Mouse, and Raiju, where are they? You know Chunlan, Raiju? Cried the thin man. He worked to regain control of his senses once they heard the man speak. He leveled his hunting rifle towards the Oni. Chunlan and Raiju are the perfect prey for me. As for you two, you will do as an appetizer. I know what you mean by that, the thin man seethed. But if you plan to harm someone from our village, then you are impurity of this mountain. Now get! He then fired as the stout companion returned his feet and aimed his spear. There's no hope of the bullet reaching the Oni. In an instant, it had been blocked by an earthen wall, vanishing a spray of harmless sparks. Where'd that rock come from? The thin Matagi cried. This man, he really is a monster. How did like him manage to get so close to the village? Before the eyes of the Matagi, now once again overwhelmed with terror, the rock wall cracked and crumbled to the ground. It did not appear as though it was the Oni's intention to do this. It had at least fulfilled its purpose of shooting him from the boat. Fears are not fully covered. A trifling issue, he resolved with a brutal level tone. I have a small feast right in front of me to warm me up before I hunt them down. This Oni did not hesitate to feed his disadvantage into his hunger for violence, sowing the flames of his fighting spirit till it became a full rage for the hapless men. With it, he summoned a spear of stone. What is he? Is this the curse of the mountain? Pull yourself together. If you don't stop him, think what will happen to the village. The Oni crept closer to them, making the dim red light glowing from him dance before their eyes. Sight is crude making. The spear in his hand seemed vicious enough to end their lives in an instant. All they could think of this man before them was that he must have been a demon from Gehenna. The morning air of Mount Whitecrown would have split with the sound of a useless gunshot and wild shrieks of death were not for the roaring wind. A feeling of impending disaster caressed Chunlan's neck as he kneeled in a cave at the summit to keep out Raiju's sight. It had nothing to do with the beast he was facing now. Something else now violated the mountain. I feel it too, replied Something's got the spirits of the mountain uproar, he muttered. I feel it too, replied Sayu. I felt his presence plenty of times before. Though the trio found Raiju, they were in no position to implement the plans they conjured along the way. Knowing that Oni was awake and likely to head towards them added insult to injury. He's already up, cried Dow in surprise. Then we're running out of time. Chunlan nodded. Yeah, you have to take down Raiju before he arrives. No way am I letting him steal this kill from me. Did not know how long it would take the now freed demon in human skin to pursue them to the summit. Meaning every second battling, breathing, even thinking, was a second wasted in an unknown countdown. It could take days, it could take hours. We're going to be quick about this, no distractions. Right, there's no time to get back to the cabin and think more on what to do next, Chunlan agreed, reviewing the goods they carried with them from the cabin. They were all limited in their function, but some were indeed brought as countermeasures against the Raiju's incredible power. The question was, will they be enough to stave them from the jaws of defeat? It was time Chunlan put his knowledge as a Matagi to the test. The strategy he had been wondering for years had to apply in his own life. A strategy he had not used for years, a strategy that he left behind the day of his father's death. I think I got a plan, he started, but he heard too of the Makigari tactic. Makigari was a group hunting tactic that was deeply rooted in the Matagi tradition. In essence, it involved one or more multiple members acting as guides, Seko, to surround it to prevent escape. An aggressive offensive would then be utilized to lead to a specific spot where the sniper, the Buppa, would be finish off the cornered beast. It was a tactic generally carried out by those who had long come together, as it hinged heavily on both the leadership of whoever headed the hunt and place of trust between the rest of the team. It was a tactic to pull off even then, and yet had to work with Chulan's new companions. I got no idea, replied Dao. Chulan explained in detail why it was before following up with the personal antidote. It's the way we hunt. Me and my dad tried it with Raichu a long time ago. We actually had one over it back then, but, well, this time we're much better equipped and we're up one person. I think we can make it work. The reality was more than not a single other tactic came to mind. Chulan was deeply concerned with their own ability to coordinate. Even if he had enough confidence in his own skills to compensate, it would be difficult to sync up with Sayu and Dao on a technical level. Them being raised in completely different cultures changed things too drastically for it to work. Sounds good, Chulan. Let's go with that. Sayu was surprisingly quick to voice her agreement to the plan. So we got traditional methods of the Matagi, an artifact, and a thunderproof equipment to work with then. Up till now, Sayu had been a thinker, a logical individual. Chulan fully expected her to reject the idea and propose something of her own. Surprise was shown on his face as she continued. It's not possible. We just need to minimize any quirks we have that might impact our cooperation and cover the rest with the equipment. One person's problem to solve is everyone's problem to solve here. His occurrence came with a smile. Another surprise, Chulan, I suppose. She believed in the tactic more than he did. She was right, of course, that both sides were in the same awkward position of having to find out how the other one worked in a short time. She was also right that this could be solved by deviating just slightly from the traditional form tactic and utilizing things they had, the equipment and the artifact, to cover up their shortcomings. Avegon told me, hit the unexpected with the unexpected, she said. Certainly we're doing just that. Alright, Dao piped up cheerfully. If we got your endorsement, Sayu, then I don't see any reason not to back it up. He then chided Chulan playfully with having more faith in his own plan. For no plan goes well when his proposal lacks proper faith in it. Doubt must have been accompanying Chulan's expression of surprise for him to say it. Dao was more broad in the brain, but he was pretty perceptive of other people's emotions, meaning he knew exactly what to say to help someone who was wavering at the time. That chiding was what Chulan needed. You're both right, he said. We're just caught up me, so I'm going to trust in my plan, and you. No more doubts as whether this will work. Sign next to their very own brand of the Makigagi tactic. To be continued. Oh, Makigari. Sorry, my mistake. Chapter 10, Makigari. Raiju's habitat was a perfect place for this beast that topped the food chain to call home. It sat at the mountain's highest peak like a king would his throne, the black stormy cloud swirling overhead in a natural royal crown. The thunderous applause did it create its weapon, and subjects below, its prey, never failed to succumb to it once stricken. There's one thing the beast did not realize about this place. That terrain, impregnable on the surface, was also the perfect environment to set a trap. There were two paths to reach the summit. One was at the end of a long, spiraling trail that looped around its peak. The other was a straight, steep path surrounded on both sides by high rock walls. The first of the hunters who came to claim Raiju's life appeared from the spiral road, shouting at the top of his lungs a call unique to the woodland wanderers. "You sleeping, Mr. Bear?" Dao shouted. "'Cause I'm ready to wrestle." Dao leapt from rock to rock, his unique hunting call being shouted between taunts and insults. And a back slung over his shoulder were a number of single-shot rifles from the cabin, ancient even by Mataki's standards, that were relics of the fallen kingdom. His cries were used in the past to intimidate meek rabbits and fleet-footed foxes in his mission. Raiju was no small prey and showed no hint of fear upon hearing them. This, however, was well within the realm of expectations. Drawing one of the smaller rifles from the bag, he made a blistering show of firing a nearby rock. Raiju paused for only a moment before roaring in turn, fur bristling from head to toe from this mortal threat. Perhaps it still possessed memories being hunted by the Matagi as a normal bear, but for whatever reason, the sound of the shot was enough for her to understand its position from hunter to hunted. Ha! Where's your tough guy act now, you big fur ball? Dao continued leaping from rock to rock while dodging Raiju's impulsive lightning strikes. After throwing his spent rifle so that it stood upright in the ground, he pulled a second one and fired without hesitation. This one hit its mark precisely, causing King of Thunder to howl upon being struck. The bow was too weak and Dao too far for it to pierce through the beast's thick hide, but this, too, was expected. Raiju sent out a flash of lightning as an instinctive counter to the pain delivered, but it was strange. Rather than delivering the devastating shock it was meant to, it passed through him harmlessly instead. It really worked! Dao grinned with pleasant surprise. He was touching the upright rifle he discarded after use, allowing lightning fire to pass through him, it, and into the ground. He was giddy with the discovery. Oh, you're a genius, Sayu. I never would have thought to use these as lightning rods. As long as the position of the spent rifle was like so, he could creep closer to Raichu and never have to worry about the more elemental properties of its offensive. I've got as many of these. I got shots. Now time to show what woodland wanderers can really do. Dao belted yet another hunting call, and with every shot fired in a rod place, the weight of his back was lighter, allowing him to move at an ever faster pace. He moved into a circular motion, confusing the berries. He led it successfully toward the other path to the summit, sandwiched on both sides with the rock walls. Doesn't matter how strong it is, he got the brains of beast, he muttered himself before calling out his commands. Head your way, Sayu. I'm ready, Dao. Bring it on. While also gathering his electricity for another counterattack, Raiju was guided through the straight and narrow path. It was met with a sudden barrier mist that bathed the beast in its own sparks. Got it! Dao shouted. The barrier Raiju summoned into was not a physical one, but rather a cage of energy strung between countless arrows stabbed into both sides of the rock wall. You release from Sleep Script. You see it's story time. Yes, it's story time, Espes. I complained about the story, now it's time for a different story. Moisture from the air glistened off the arrow's exposed tips. I've never done this many at once, Sayu began. That doesn't mean I can't do it. The barrier formed from the fusion of Sayu's energy with the cylinder of the frozen sky's power was, in essence, one of pure fog. The more Raiju tried to force his way through this barrier, the wetter it became, causing its natural electricity to short out. Any attempt to step into it caused a wealth of pain. The way out is just as bad, Sayu affirmed, shooting additional arrows behind it and filling them with more power, extending the cage that much farther. Now, even if it were to turn around and run out of the corridor, it would no longer do so without sustaining considerable damage from its own thunder. Yahoo! That's got it pinned down! Think the rest of the blaze is gonna go this smooth? This won't stop it for long, Sayu responded, but should hold it long enough for Chulan to give us the signal. Raiju could not escape without passing through the cage of fog, but despite having been transformed through possession of an ancient artifact, it was still a wild beast at heart. It had no concept of surrender, only survival, and would resist even if its only route to tomorrow would do it harm. Roaring wildly, the beast threw itself into the cage wall, blooming a constant fountain of sparks from its massive body. Hey, this crazy thing's gonna cook itself alive! Haven't seen Shulan's signal, Sayu reported. I don't know if I can hold it much longer. The cylinder of the frozen sky slotted into her crossbow, cycled between losing its brilliance, pulsing with flashes of blue light. Each time electricity surged through Raiju's body, it flickered brightly in response, almost too brightly, as though the cage and the beast resistance were pushing it beyond its capabilities. Sayu knew that putting any more power into this would risk the danger of an explosion that would leave her far worse off than her target. Realizing this as well, Dao refused to stand around and do nothing. Dao had one other source of protection, a leather cloth from a cabinet covered in glass powder and resin paint on his body. Wrapping himself from the head down with this repurposed insulating cloak and protecting himself with gloves made from the same material, Dao bounded through the cage of fog and closed in on Raiju. Flash of light scorched the road, but he pushed forward until he was directly before the object of their hunt. Dao, are you crazy? Nothing crazy. Standing in a cage made for you. Alright, Raiju, you're in for a real shock, because it's about to get unbearable for you. He then threw himself into the body of the beast, lashing out with his protected fists. Though the attacks he landed were of no real threat, the insulated strikes triggered waves of electricity that surged through with each devastating punch. Haha! This works for me way better than any gun. Worth the dive! Dao cracked before taking stance and drawing a long breath. Finding his feet before the flinching King of Thunder, Dao focused on every muscle in his body and, while filling his lungs with a clean mountain air, became one with the environment's natural flow of life energy. Only when this reached its peak did he spring forward. Shit! Dao kicked off the ground, air trembling around him till Sayu could swear she saw snowflakes dancing from his body as he sent an incredible punch into Raiju's chest. This alone was enough to send tremors through its whole form. This secret craft, Shin, could mean many things. Heart, core, quake, deity. It was among the ultimate techniques in a martial arts style created by the Woodland Wanderers. It required synchronizing every part of the body, bone, and muscle in all, and compressing one strength until one forced its dense power forward like a coil in a trap. Certainly this kind of precise, powerful technique spoke to the wisdom gained through generations of journeying and surviving the wild. I can't believe you did it, Dao! You mastered Shin! Sayu followed up Dao's attack by sending a shower of bolts from the top of the rock wall down upon Raiju, preventing the siren beast from steadying itself. Dao took the chance to send another blow to its throat. As it fell back, he no longer saw the cage's walls of concern, pivoting to escape his hunter through fog and singed fur. I doubt that'll kill it, but it looks like we put it on the rope, Sayu cheered the corridor to Dao. Are you alright? I'll tell you, but my gloves are done for, Dao responded, raising up his arms to play his gloves as he did so. I can't keep this up much longer. Okay, we just gotta keep it busy, so I'll take over on the offensive. There was a hint of hesitation in her voice as she agreed to this. She was already pushing the cylinder of the frozen sky to its limits. Dao's craft was also one of the great strengths. She doubted her crossbow would have nearly the same stopping power as it. Not seconds later into this train of thought did the sign they were waiting for make itself known. A deep bass sound echoed off the mountain, carrying far and strong despite its low pitch. It was proof the two of them had fulfilled their role in the tactic. That's a conch shell! Chulan's ready! Sayu exclaimed. Sure got its way long enough, and now he's got me all fired for round two. Oh, come on, Sayu, let's take him down good. Right! As Sayu descended, she released a section of the cage between Raiju and the summit. Doing this would help Sayu to amplify the impact of her attack so he concentrated much needed moisture into each bolt fired. Shin reunited with Dao, and, with their backs against the still existing cage wall blocking the other path downward, she unleashed a final goading strike at the beast's back. Sayu and Dao followed behind it as it ran, believing their companion ahead would be to exact the next stage of the plan, driving Raiju back up towards the highest point of the summit. The king's throne would be its tombstone soon enough. I still have 4 fucking more chapters. God damn. Shit is long. Chapter 11. To mark the hour. He knew they would guide Raiju to him. Though it defied logic, Chunlan had such faith in his companions that even as he waited and waited, the hand of his muzzleloader never trembled with anxiety. He remained calm even as the moment that would decide his fate approached. Blew on his conch shell, he pictured their daring, triumphant smiles in his mind's eye. Signaling with such a loud sound gave his vision away and was a 10-minute suicide under any other circumstances. He wanted it to be drowned out, even the roars of the very beast they hunted. He wanted to be found. He was confident, and he no longer feared. It was all thanks to them. The conch shell summoned hope to him as he heard the calls of cannons following booming footfalls of his sworn enemy. Sayo and Dao were acting as decoys, laying a trap with the intent of driving the King of Thunder to Chunlan's range. At the top of the spiral path Dao had used to ascend, the Willing Wanderer set the perfect trap, a modified bear trap, showered with water and shards of metal. There was no better method to continue throwing Raiju's natural abilities in chaos than stopping it in its tracks. If the beast were to leap from the summit's cliffs into the spiral path below to retreat, it would be welcomed still by more traps and weapons set by Chunlan. It's finally time. But I never thought it would happen like this, thought Chunlan. He was hit with a mixture of emotions brewing inside of him. So many that he could not concern himself with labeling them all. Or most of them. Of these, one exotic emotion manifests more clearly than the rest. I don't feel any hatred toward Raiju. Never once since the time he lost his father to the beast did he ever feel hatred towards. Not really. Not in the way he thought he did. He had lost in grief upon losing half of his living relatives. But in his heart of hearts, he saw his father as a true Matagi, who fell after fighting for his life on equal terms with the mountain. His father had bet his flesh, his blood, strolling among its blessed nature, but his blade was something unable to surpass the survival instincts of his opponent. How could Chunlan turn such a natural, beautiful thing into a grudge? How could he let the fear of his father's death consume him to a point that he forgot not all was truly lost? What motivated Chunlan in this moment was a desire to complete what had started by someone he loved. That was all. This is a vengeance for you, he thought of his father. I still don't fully understand everything you said back then. But I'm here, a life facing a life, and I will keep facing with all that I am. To Chunlan, this mild understanding was enough to leave him content. His companions from a foreign land restored in him a sort of hope that his years past were not in vain. There were other guideposts that brought him to this very moment. The moment when his days of simply breathing, eating, and sleeping from sunrise to sunset would end. To the moment where he realized he was still alive. Here they come. Chunlan heard an explosion of thunder from the rock he hid behind on the spiral path. Above him, the highest point of the summit, Sayo and Dao's voice shouted in response to the conch shell as he continued chasing down their hunts. Not a few heartbeats passed before Chunlan could sense Raiju's presence directly above him. He then put all of his weight into giving a rope in his one hand a single sharp tug, leaning as he did so. One end of the cliff above him began to crumble. A single boulder that rested on the corner of the sheer peak had been yanked free of its position. When the sport wholly lost, the throne of the king trembled ominously before collapsing under the beast's weight. It was a good thing that he had seen Sayu's power as she buried the Oni in the snow. Sayo and Dao had not blocked the mountain path just to give Chunlan time to set a few traps, but more so he could turn the entire area into one massive similar trap to what he had witnessed before. To an observer, he may have been pulling a rope to trigger the collapse of the cliff looked simple. What he did, however, was delicately bound his boulder on a rod beforehand to leverage the rock in the direction he desired. It was almost a miracle he could get it ready in the short time Sayo and Dao had to stall the target. Raiju! Finally, chased to a dead end, Raiju slid down the summit among a shower of falling rock fragments and snow. It was only around 15 arches up, not enough of a fall to kill it, but Chunlan had prepared its landing point with caltrops and other such traps to pin it down. Every fiber of his being cried for him to end it then. Just regretfully, reality often makes a mockery of even the best laid plans. Raiju was thrown off its trajectory by the uneven face of cliffside, well away from the trap's head, laying instead right before Chunlan. That's how it's going to be, he muttered aloud. Fine. That won't stop me. It's almost better than his original plan even. Knowing he could end the beast's life personally rather than through a trap gave him a sense of fulfillment, as though something had guided them to this fitting end. Your false reign is over, Raiju. A Matagi never misses his target twice. A fire erupted from within him. With Mount White Crown watching once more, nothing stopped him and the beast from continuing the fight that started 5 fateful years prior. Chunlan had his back pressed against some boulders that had fallen along the mountain path, while his opponent was backed by the sheet face of the summit. Let's finish this! Chunlan moved first. He had a pressed advantage while his exhausted opponent was still slumped against the rocks. Drawing arrowheads and other small blades and metal bits from a jute bag, he sprinted to scatter them around the beast before he could recover enough energy. It seemed the king had also planned this quickly. Even as Chunlan tossed the metal, it took the chance to impulsively unleash a fierce lightning strike. A fatal mistake on its part. Got you! Countless blades stuck into the ground and flying through the air absorbed the electrical strike and exploded, throwing up a curtain of smoke intermingled with sparks and flashes. Shinran sprang through it all, drawing that much closer to Raiju. The beast convulsed as sparks scorched his fur, and discharged energy continually shocked his body. Okay, I was gonna say this. I am getting the further and further feeling that I would prefer if Trails was a book series. Like, I'm just getting the more we go with the books, the more I'm just like, I'd probably prefer the series if it was just like books. And, I probably would just prefer that. Never been pushed this far, have you, Chulan? Sorry, but I'm not done. Shinran saw surprise in Raiju's eyes, for even a beast as powerful as it would fall upon the sight of a human covered in smoke appearing and thrusting a rifle into his open mouth. Doesn't matter how thick your skin is from this distance. The rifle spat fire into the bear's mouth, and fresh blood, redder than even that of the flames from the shot, spurted from its mouth, staining Chulan's pale skin the bear's dark fur. Still, perhaps due to the natural desire to struggle on, it drew breath. Shinran noticed his eyes to move to focus on him, even his arm being raised. No! Shinran drew back his rifle to escape, with its jaw now free. Raiju retaliated with a wild, unbelievable speed, seeing its teeth from its shoulders. How long it had been since this speed had managed this? The first thought to flash through Chulan's mind as an intense wave of pain sank further into him. It was the only thing that could mildly stay the waves of pain that now persisted. With contact made and his senses keen from his terrible sensation, he could almost hear the bear's thoughts as it growled audibly. You will not escape me. You're the one who won't escape me. Its jaw was soaked in blood as it continued to ignore the bullets burning inside its body. Chulan made no attempt to tear himself away. On the contrary, shifting only as much as possible while locked in its jaws to get a better grip, he began plunging his Nagasa into his neck again and again with his free hand, electricity crackling through the length of the blade. Both crashed to the ground, their thirst for the blood of the other swirling in the air. Its teeth continued to bite, and his blade continued to stab until neither could no longer. After a few moments of clear silence, with Chulan who rose, his coat and skin soaked in so much mud and blood that it could have been more his or his son's. He swayed as he attempted to steady his feet. He could hardly see through the blood dripping from his forehead, and the shoulder that had been endlessly punctured drooped, barely unable to move. But he was alive. The battle was not yet over. Chulan took his rifle again as the embers of life, though faint, continued in the eyes of the King of Thunder. He glared at the one who doubt its more blow. Roaring despairingly lifted his limbs as his heart still beat, blood burbling through its mouth and wounds with every sharpened breath. So long as it still lived, it would never stop trying to stand. In eerie stillness of the moment, Chulan slid around his weapon before placing it between the beast's eyes. A final gunshot then wailed through the mountain, carrying with it the end of a legacy's life. Towards a new chapter 12. Towards a new journey. The day had come when one of the long-time threats disturbing the order of Mount Whitecrown was no more. Raiju, the false monarch none wished for, was finally felled by none other than a young man with whom it shared a cursed history. You did, Chulan! Piped Dao. Nice work, Father Udasayu. That's the first objective cleared. The companions who helped him achieve this event, knowing what it meant to him, raised their voices in congratulations as they approached. Chulan listened, confirming the beast was indeed dead before collapsing and leaning back against its chest to catch his breath. A chill running through him as the tension of life or death struggle released itself all at once. His bleeding was heavy, but it was dead. It really was dead. As he looked up at the sky, the clouds once conjured to divine an endless source of thunder clear, revealing the sun at last. Yeah, Chulan croaked. I feel like I'd kindly move on now. It was just my win. Without you, I'd never beaten it. This battle was a deeply personal one to help him overcome his past. He never pretend to believe the result would have been the same had he come alone. It was not a fight with Chulan, but Chulan and the Woodland Wanderers. It was a distinct, valuable level of camaraderie, and not felt in a long time. Can we scratch each other's back? Sayu responded. Because without you, we'd never been to get that last shard of the artifact. Oh yeah, wait a second. I'll get it for you. Chulan's body was heavy, but he lifted himself and turned towards the body, Nagasa in hand. Cut into the beast, forcing him thrust into his moon despite discomfort from his wounds accompanying it. The hide was thick and tough to puncture. Need some help there? No, I can handle it, Dao. Keep on the lookout for our next fight. He'll want to do this for them. Just as they had helped him take down Raiju, completing a goal that had been neglected for years. He wanted strength to contribute towards the completion of their goal. As they watched and waited with anticipation, almost so embarrassed, getting so worked up at the thought of helping them. He was grateful the blood splattered across his face hit his flushed cheeks. A man is dying and he's embarrassed. Okay. Dao continued on as Chulin worked. Well, that's checking one big thing off your list. Finally got revenge your own man. I don't think I caught revenge. I don't think my dad, oh wow, my neck, would have wanted me to treat it as something so simple either. It's not something Sai would say. If it wasn't revenge, then what was it? I'm not sure. You're saying my next journey would be figuring that out, I guess. Shannon found himself taking one more step towards understanding what his father said as he pulled a piece of metal out of the corpse. Let's put that aside for your journey now. Metal, which had been lodged into Raiju's stomach and had caused unnatural organs to bloom around it, turned out to be the blade of a knife. Shannon felt it was heavier than his own Nagasa, however, and its length and width reminded him more of the West's Gladius's. The West Gladius. So this was the part that transformed Royal Baron to the King of Thunder, right? He asked. That's right, answered Sayu. It was one of the scrolls in the shrine we were at before. There's no doubt about it. This is the last of the Thunder Flash blade. So it really is part of a sword then. I running the blade clean of Raiju's innards. He handed it over to Sayu, and she slotted into the cylinder of the frozen sky. The two pieces indeed fit as though made for one another, further confirming suspicions. I thought the cylinder was some kind of flute at first, but it was a hilt all along. That's right, this is the artifact we've been searching for, the Blade of the Thundering Skies. As two pieces became one, the blade emitted a dazzling flash of light and a cloud of fog. Once it cleared, what Sayu held in her hand was far from the rusty cylindrical trinket and blade covered in gore. It was now a clean, golden weapon of steam power, a creature of such delicate beauty that all three of them could feel the wisdom ages past distilled within its form. Still, could have had control over better elements than lightning and water for when we faced the Oni. Know how much this artifact was used for? The scroll didn't say, but it was at least had a basic overview of what the artifact does. Now it's back at full power, right? Does it do anything that could give us a leg up over him? Mere minutes apart, two goals have been completed. The lighting that tormented Mount Whitecrown through Raiju and now continued its true form as a Blade of the Thundering Skies. There was no time to bask in the warmth of victories won, for they had one last foe to face before all was done. One last powerful foe enough to sap them of their building hope and shatter the bonds they have forged. Interrupt, guys, but looks like we're already, out of time, Dao warned. Chunlan's a lot faster than I thought. Yeah, I guess so, Chunlan responded, dying, and... Chunlan, you don't have an arm, you... Oh, Jesus Christ. Chunlan only has one arm right now. The other one is not working. This is not gonna go well, is it? Yeah, I guess so, Chunlan responded. Don't take him down, Sai responded, mind folks and ready for what was to come. This fight will never end. There's motion down the mountain. One that, even at a distance, they could feel was laced with the intent to kill. Soon their eyes were fixed on the Oni. The strength of their murder's rage and willpower in the gaze, he returned overshadowed anything the three of them could muster. He's probably fine. I mean, they're fighting. The thing is, like, even if he's gonna be fine later on, right now, Fucker does not have. Fucker is gonna be a lot less useful in the upcoming fight because he is missing an arm and he fucking has a gun. Like, is he gonna try and fire? Even if he can fire with like one hand with a rifle, I doubt his accuracy is going to be as good as it could be, as it needs to be, rather. Chapter 13, An Unending Fight. The injured had long loomed over Mount Whitecrown, Raiju, had been summarily defeated, and the Woodland Wanderers retrieved the Blade of the Thundering Skies. Yet still there was one final threat closing in on these young heroes, one devastating enough to destroy all the products they struggled to make so far. There you are, completed artifact and all, they only growled eagerly. That saves us some time. Raiju is gone, so all that's left for me to feast on is you. You climbed faster than I thought, Dao commented. Use one of your funny tricks again? Fleming as Dao naturally sounded, Chunlan agreed with the observation. No matter how strong the Oni was, it had only been a short time since he revived himself beneath the sheet of ice. Chunlan looked behind the man to see the entire terrain he passed through had been extensively altered. The demon's stone-crowding powers had been used to create stairs and other unnatural hitches and just the earth to make it easier to conquer the treasure terrain on the top. Guess you don't call yourself the stone melter for nothing. Of course, I think mere walls and spears were all I could muster, though he flashed a wide grin that showed numerous round teeth. I hope you enjoy being my prey. Even you, Matagi, your defeat of Raiju's captured my attention. You make it for a suitable morsel. Stop talking like we're slabs of meat, Chunlan snapped. He understood well what the Oni wanted out of them. It was far from profound. He had used his stone melting and fought his way to the summit not just to steal the artifact, but to feed his lust for slaughter. The Chunlan had no idea what awakened the sire. He could see that all living beings, regardless of their worth, were his prey. We have no intention of being your morsels, Sayu. We have nothing to do with whatever grudge or obsession you seem to have against my people. We came here to fulfill a goal we were given, that's all. No amount of invitation would set her on another path. Not once did Sayu waver as he glared straight into the eyes of the monster that had threatened the Woodland Wanderers for so long. Now with the Blade of the Thundering Skies in her hand, she was filled with more than just determination. chose you with a piercing, almost overwhelming willpower. They only laughed darkly at this display of bravado. You think you won because of that? How pathetic. Think of it all you'd like, but that artifact will soon be in my master's hands. I have more than just this. I have more confidence, more knowledge, and a new friend, she said this. As she said it, Sayu leveled her crossbow with a blade of Thundering Skies slotted into it. This time, I am going to beat you! In Sayu, Chunlan saw that strength he had lost and was slowly regaining. He agreed with all those things, for he too had more confidence, knowledge, and friends to lift him up now. They had risked their lives as a team to conquer that which seemed impossible. And though he did not come out of the battle unscathed, the bonds he gained in the name of his victory would not go unremembered. Not wanting to let his companions down, Chunlan drew on what was left of his exhaust energy and pointed his rifle towards the Oni. This seemed to amuse the man greatly. Chunlan, Hatagi, you brought down Raiju. How gladly feast upon you. I do hope you entertain me in place of my prey that you had the audacity to take. Better count me in too, Dao shouted. He was the first to throw himself at the Oni, leaping into the air and kicking off a nearby wall to launch Dao forward. As Dao readied for an explosive mid-air spinning kick at the back of his target's neck, Chunlan and Sayu readied themselves to fire their weapon at any given moment. To the surprise of none present, Dao's foot met with a shield of rock. Playing aim trick twice won't work against me, you imbecile. It's not a hand, it's a foot. So is there no imbecile here, huh? Knowing grunting surprise as Dao kicked off the shield with ease. In the same instant, a boat wrapped in fog flew towards the Oni's side, only just being blocked in a split second he shifted a makeshift shield from his right hand to his left. The boat was not alone. It had come accompanied by a bullet fired from Chunlan, creating a deep crack in its stony foundation. Ha! Sorry if I'm just a diversion again, Dao mocked. Yeah, same trick can work right against you. Must be that your brain's made of rock too. I am the stone melter. Your child starts to be nothing to me. Sayu, knock him on his ass! Dao cried. Another bolt punctured the shield an instant later, running like a bolt of lightning with a loud clap and a flash of light. The shock shattered the initial crack, and hot wind from the explosive aftermath singed the hairs of the Oni's flesh. Sayu seemed very pleased with these results. I call my first shot with the artifact success. It would have been an easier time figuring this out than I thought. The attack was a perfect display of the absolute power she now wielded in her small hands. Jill wrapped her boats in fog born from the shining moisture in the air. This fog now acted as a conductor of sorts, giving rise to a long-range, precise lightning strikes. There was also one other thing she had only just noticed after the lightning subsided. I admit, you have a dangerous weapon there. Quite a power that Raiju had hidden within itself. I'll be honest. Raiju makes me wonder in this story, like, if a person just... Can everyone transform into, like, super god-like beings if you eat an artifact? If you find, like, if you ate the sonorous shell, would you become, like, a living beacon or something? Like, what the fuck would happen? Like, I'm just thinking about that, sorry. And I don't think that's all the blade of the Thundering Skies has got to it, Sayu retorted. It can control water and lightning do what it just did now, yes, but I think its original purpose was to... Her words were cut off as Oni threw himself towards her. He would be the first to die. He formed a rock wall behind himself to hurl his great body in the direction of the one who burned him with their ranged attacks. Watch out, Sayu! Chunlan tried to block the incoming stone spear flung at him, but the impact was enough to fragment the Nagase he hunted with so many years to its hilt. You believed you could block me with that pathetic knife? Fool! I'm still playing ways to stop you with it. Chunlan dived to capture on the shards from his beloved blade, before throwing it at the Oni's face. It may have been damaged, but its deadly edge still remained, slicing along its target's eye in contact. Impudent brat! Impudent brat! The enraged man roared from pain. Chalk that up to superior craftsmanship. Alright, he's open! Chunlan and Sayu jumped to give themselves some space from the Oni before opening fire on him for another round. At the same time, Dao lashed out with a fresh kick from being followed by what was to be a vigorous punch to the tattooed back. If the Oni had to stop it first. No! Dao! Screamed Sayu. A stone spear sliced open Dao's side, one especially jagged being informed the Oni's haste to defend himself. The nimble Dao sunk to his knees after falling through the trap, blood dripping heavily from the wound. Though the spear's point had missed anything vital, any kind of wound that slowed one down before such a ruthless man was a fatal one. Damn it! Just help me way to save Sayu at least! Dao forced to burst his depleted strength to row out of the way of Oni's accompanying attacks, while Chunlan fired shot after shot to try and pin their opponent down. Just as the young man came face to face with their impending defeat, Sayu piped up with a strange question. Hey Chunlan, is there a one-way tunnel or well of some kind around here? Like a really deep one? Chunlan was taken aback, but he also trusted there was a purpose behind it. With no sole intention to doubt, the two quickly exchanged words. Yeah, one's a ways down. There's a cave about 10 arches deep, but there's only one way to get it in or out. So what do you have in mind? Something that's a gamble? Well, with how things are looking right now, I've got no problem betting all my chips on you. Sayu smiled. Thanks. I think as long as I have a closed off space, I can unleash it. The blade of the Thundering Skies full power. Shunan instantly understood just what that power was. The Shining Piece had taught and demonstrated as much as to him through a series of natural science lessons. Alright, you guys need to straight down the trail you chased Raiju up. Should find a cave there before long. What about you, Chulan? You need some time to prepare, right? I know this mountain like the back of my hand. I'll keep him busy. This was, in the Mataki's mind, the best way to repay his debt and show that he had full trust in the Woodland Wanderer. Last chapter I have. Okay, let's go. Chapter 14. The Rage of a Beast. There's no reason to hesitate. Having freed from his own fate, Chulan could now dedicate every last bit of his remaining strength to helping his companions. He fired off several more rounds, and Dao, either knowing Chulan's intent or inspired to act through Sayu's cry, rushed to his feet and darted through an opening in the Oni's defenses. Always so quick to flee, moused Oni spat. Hey, I'm your opponent now, Chulan demanded. You know, the one who stole Raiju's kill from you. The Oni turned towards the call and gunshots aimed at his back. Watching Dao flee from the corner of his eye, resting a bloodshot smile to his bone. You think you can fight me alone, Matagi? Damn right I can. It's my duty to protect this mountain, so you gotta go through me first. A dark laugh was elicited from the man. How is it praised that those who don't know their own limits? Come and let me have a taste of the power that took down the King of Thunder. The Oni had completely fallen Chulan's provocation. But something didn't feel right about it. A shout of doubt crossed Chulan's heart as he wondered how this man, of all men, could fall for such a simple ploy. This man kills Woodland Wanderers to make himself stronger, he thought to himself. Is this really just after their artifacts? Is it just out to hunt? Chulan ran, bidding the Oni to follow. As he did, he pondered this question further, creating more questions about the strange enemy they faced. On the surface, he hunted for artifacts on behalf of some unknown clan. This later turned into an excuse to hunt the Woodland Wanderers and kill them for their own personal gain. What was his true purpose now then? Was it orders or lust for blood? Well, whichever one it is, I still can't let him off the hook. Chulan shook the question off with a final thought on the matter. He had to defeat the Oni, purpose known or unknown, even felt a twinge of pity towards a human who somehow lost his sanity to war-hungry impulses. Guiding the enemy with carefully aimed shots, Chulan brought him to a stretch of mountain barren of outcroppings or trees, its flat terrain creating a thick, undisturbed blanket over the ground. Its slant made it an ideal spot for sledding, but had been left untouched by humans. And I thought you led me on merry chase, snarled the Oni. Do you underestimate me? Because I may well overestimate you. You're sure about that? In the same instant, Chulan's rifle fired as he swirled around to avoid the Oni's fist striking the ground. Sorry. The bullet that flew through the air was reduced to a harmless spark by a rock wall, or would have been had all gone in plan. Impossible! My wall! Why? The bullet formed by the Oni was too low to cover his body. The bullet instead grazed off the very top of the wall and pierced the right shoulder. How did you stop it? What did you do? Nothing. Take a look around. The current battlefield was a sea of snow. Placed where the rocks so desperately needed for the Oni's defenses were buried deep enough to be difficult to retrieve on the fly. The man's face twisted with enough disgust at the revelation that seemed to change the script of the arcane writings tattooed across him. I'm gonna ask you again. What are you? Despite revealing just how he bested him in their current environment, Shin felt he was in no position to take further advantage of it. You're hungry for more power than you don't even have a full grasp of powers you already have. So you murder Woodland Wanderers. I know you're not all there, but even then, I'm having a hard time understanding you. The more he spoke, the more his anger fell to pity. He knew the emptiness of having lost one's purpose in life as much as he knew the joy of finding value and purpose again. The man's purpose, similar to declaration, yet far more complex than claimed, had at some point became distorted. Somewhere along the way, your reason for fighting and your reason for living someone got jumbled together. Realizing it, Chulan felt as if he prod further, made just seem to the man's heart. It was a color drained from the Oni skin, the kind of apprehension that came when oneself was being exposed. You said your power was gift to you, right? Did that inspire you or give you purpose? Or you just told what your purpose was? Shut up! All the Oni statues began to flash a reddish-black glow, while giving a heat strong to burn his very flesh. Chulan had never seen anything like it. He felt dwarfed in the shadow of this sinister glow before him. What was I, huh? Don't you taunt me! What can you possibly understand about me, the Oni spat. I should have died when they took my home, but I'm here, so who could condemn me for wanting power? For to feed this hunger! The Woodland Wanderers took their home? That doesn't sound like them at all. Or is that something someone told you, too? Chulan had no interest in his opponent's life story, sorrowful as it appeared to be. The Oni, his driving forces being laid bare, in turn spoke in a low but powerful snarl as matters of the movement grew more frantic. Kill! Hunt! I'll devour the Woodland Wanderers, but you should understand this hunger, fellow hunter. Why would want to make a meal of you? This isn't some hunt! I could never accept that you're doing this as a hunt! He fought on, evenly matching in offense and defense. Despite having robbed his advantages and reason, the Oni showed no sign of slowing his frenzy. He could not throw makeshift spears in an instant, so he raised what he could of a shield as he rushed the Matagi. Chunlin fell back, step by step, all the while firing and the wall barreling towards him. Chunlin was struck by the hollowness of the Oni's existence that continued. It appeared his hunger was only a terrible greed that would never be satisfied. We Matagi hunt to live, to come or go, to face life. Don't love our tradition with your meaningless slaughtering. Then what have I been fighting for? Are you saying I really killed and killed for nothing, Matagi? Chunlin knew he could never lose against such a man. How could someone fighting to discover his own goals, someone fighting to protect others, someone now fighting to inherit all his people had to give, ever lose against one who destroyed to fill an impossible void? Leaning his way onto the rock wall built up, the Oni rushed headlong onto the slope, as though he wanted to use all of his destructive self and all the pressure building within to crush Chunlin whole. How should I know if you don't know? What I do know is that you not know the answer will spell you not knowing the answer will spell your own loss on this mountain. Chunlin felt none of this pressure, however, for it all rang as hollow as the Oni's self in his eyes. He was foe from reason for being and forged bonds, and he could draw from those strengths however needed to conquer his foe. The Oni lashed out with a hard, heavy stone pole that acted nothing but send the air and snow dancing. I missed? Where are you? Right in front of your face! Chunlin was gliding over the snow on a wooden plank, a piece of cabin that once stood on the remote slope. In his rage, the Oni cared not if his own sight was blocked by this rock wall, and had continued charging forward wildly, completely missing that Chunlin was preparing his getaway. No matter, said the Oni. The snow around here is more shallow. The advantage is mine again! Indeed, seeing the ground starting to poke through the snow and pockets gave the Oni the confidence to boast. If he could take down this brat who managed to see through the bravado that sustained him, then all would be well again. Little did he know, Chunlin had a good reason to lean the Oni to an area where his advantage would be lost. The cave? As he came inside of the cave, Chunlin, ready to replace his faith in the next step for his companions, threw aside the board and pushed the last energy into his legs. What? Chunlin immediately felt something was off in the place that should have brought him home. White haze. Is she not raiding it? He next expected the cave to be obscured by white fog. Turning back to face Foe and perhaps noticing Chunlin's confusion, suddenly basking in favorite rain. The Oni shivered with delight. His tattoos began to pulse with light, shining so brilliantly, even the gleam in his eyes was lost from view. And that's all I have for now. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, there we go. Now let's just save the board we got. Export image large. Yep. Okay. You know, I gotta say, Moonless Morn is kind of fun. It's an enjoyable read so far. I like it. Mark 8. Yep. Okay. It's alright. I'm finding it fun. So I'm curious if its ending is gonna ruin it or something, but oh, fine. I know, I guess later. Anyway, let me just post this. Okay. Anyway. Thank you everyone for coming to today's stream. If you guys is the first time coming, I suggest you subscribe and hit a smell, share where I'm streaming. And like anything on the stream, leave a like and a comment, leave a comment below, and share the stream around with whoever you think might be interested. But until next time, I'm gonna get a pulse. I'm gonna get quiet, and I'm gonna say bye.